Good morning, good morning, good morning, sis. It is early in the morning, but it is a blessed morning, okay? So, I have a question for you this morning. Are you a woman today who is still wrestling with your yesterday's little girl? I know there are so many women who are, and you don't even know that, right? So, I know some of you are wondering, like, okay, what is she talking about? Really, like, I'm grown over here. And I know you are really. But you choose to have people in your life and you know that they're not any good for your life, but you hold on to them because you don't want to be alone. You feel like I've been alone all my life, right? You do toxic things like you just cause all kind of trouble like for yourself. You always want to be a part of the crowd, even though being with the crowd doesn't even fit you. You want to be a part of the crowd. Mm, you stay in toxic relationships when you know they don't serve you for any good reason. But you stay in those toxic relationships because you don't want to be like your mom. You saw your mom in relationship after relationship, so I don't want to be like mom, right? You stay with an abusive man or a man who you know doesn't want you. He cheats on you all the time, but you want to make it work by all means, even though the love is gone, right? I'll share something with you all because this was me too. I did not kiss until I was like 35. I did not kiss. And the reason that I didn't kiss, it wasn't because of the person who I was with at that time or anything, right? It's because when I would kiss someone, I would think about an old man kissing me as a kid. And I just didn't want to kiss. Because it was holding me, It was holding me back. I was a grown woman, but I was still that little girl. A lot of you all are like that right now. It's nothing to do with your today as to why you just can't do things. You let a lot hold you back. That was still your little girl back then. I mean, under your makeup, your career, your loving family, in the privacy of your own home, there lurks an incompleteness, right? It's like you're missing something and it taunts your now and it's going to destroy your tomorrow if you let it. I'm trying to think of a way that I can really just say this, but okay, you can have people in your life, you can have people all around you. Your house can be full of people. You can have somebody in your bed, but you can still be lonely. How many of you all have been feeling that way or have dealt with that? Like, no matter who's around, you still feel lonely. Well, when somebody's with you, they become a part of what you are, what you've been through, and what you're going through. It's like one moment you'll be like mad in love with somebody, right? It's all good. You love them. But then the next moment, you're like really frustrated with this person. Um, it's because you want them to be all the things that you didn't get out of life. Like you're putting a lot of pressure on that man. And I know sometimes we don't look at it like that, but sometimes you're asking so much because you didn't get it as a little girl. You didn't get that love. You didn't get that affection. You just didn't get it. That's because the reason that sometimes we act that way is because we're still in a relationship with the past pain. We're in a relationship with that little girl, so we're cheating on our grown woman. Right? Sometimes we don't know, but we really can have a loving, fulfilled life. And with the Lord, you're never alone. I know I say that all the time because I mean it. Like, you've got to know how to be okay and embrace that gift of being alone in Christ. And when you do that, that's when you're ready to share your life with somebody. So call on the one who is the Prince of Peace. And you know his name is Jesus. Let Jesus take that pain away. That's what I want you to do. Because that little girl, it's okay for her to relax now. Those things that happened when you were younger, they're gone. I went back home not long ago. I was in East St. Louis, right? And I rode by the house where we lived when we were younger. You know, there was a lot that happened in that house, a lot that we saw in that house. And when I rode and parked right there by the side, that house is gone, like covered with trees. You can barely see it. You literally have to go and move the bushes to see that house now. But my memory sees that house still standing. It can see everything that happened. But sometimes we go looking for it. Why do you want to keep digging up your past? Like, if you bury somebody, right? You go say your goodbyes. You bury them. You know, you cry about it because you're missing them. But then you dig them up, right? Then you've got to go bury them again. So it's like, we have to let go. And I know it's easier said than done. I've dealt with so much. There's not a whole lot you can say, hey, Donna, I can't get over this. It might feel like it. But you really have to do the work. You have to sometimes get by yourself. You have to really get a relationship with the Lord. You have to free yourself. The Lord frees us completely. But we're in control of what we let occupy our minds and our hearts. There's sometimes some things come to mind and I'm like, I rebuke you, Satan. You don't have any control over my mind. And I'll know those things are sent from him because those are things that I have not been thinking about. So that's my question to you. I'll ask it one more time. Are you a woman who is wrestling with her little girl of yesterday? That little girl is tired of fighting. Give her the okay to rest. Become the woman that God has called you to be. I love you, sis.